let's keep the conversations down, you guys. Yeah. Seriously, shut the fuck up. Clap if you want everybody to shut the fuck up that's not on stage. That'd be great. Thank you. Nope, not going to do that joke. Whenever I'm taking a shit upstairs in a building, I like to say to myself, that's some next level shit right there. Oh man, your reaction was the best ever. He shook his head, no, that's dumb. And then he shook his head, yes. Thank you. Appreciate you. I never wear a watch on stage. Or wait, I'm an idiot. I'm wearing a watch on stage. Let us pray. I never wear a watch outside of being on stage. I only wear a watch on stage, and I always just get a cheap watch. I got this watch at Walmart for $5. I got it, it was behind the glass. It took forever to make this purchase. Here's what happened. It was behind the glass, a watch for $5. It was like preciously guarded in a glass case. I had to like summon someone that worked at Walmart. That took forever. They eventually come over, they get it out of the glass, they hand it to me, and I'm like, oh, thank you. And I start to walk off, and the woman was like, hey, you can't leave. And I was like, what? And she was like, you need to have an escort. And I was like, what? I was like, I am happily married. I don't need to be having sex with a prostitute right now. And she was like, no, you idiot. Someone needs to watch you go up to the front to the cashier because you got it from the glass case. And I was like, a $5 watch. I can walk over to the aisle right there and get a $3 Massager and just walk right up to the front. How does this make any sense? I wait for the escort. It takes forever. I eventually see this old lady, Hazel or whatever. I see her shuffling across the entire store, just slowly, just coming at me. It's like, it's slow-mo. It was terrible. She eventually gets to me. But at the time she gets to me, I'm as old as she was when she started walking. We start walking to the front, and I'm just like, I'm frustrated, and I'm in a hurry, but it's already taken so long, and I'm like, oh, on top of this, I'm too nice, and I know I'm gonna have to make small talk with this old lady forever, because it's gonna take so long it's not gonna be small talk, it's gonna be big talk, we're gonna get to know each other. By the time I get, we have already discussed the whole way there, it's just, I find out her nephew invented the printing press. Yeah, she was there when they invented fire. It's crazy. We eventually get to the front. I'm at the cashier, and right as we get up there, the old woman I have a gray beard. I have aged. Just long gray beard, and the woman just turns into dust and fades into nothing. And then a light shines down on me, and I hear a voice out of nowhere that says, you are the keeper of the escort watch now. And I turned the gig down. I don't have time for that. Damn it, I did a new ending. It didn't work. Fuck! I'm hate eating. Okay. Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. All the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't put Humpty together again. Cool story, bro. I get paid to write stuff professionally sometimes. Not all the time. I'd like to do it more. But it's a hard field to break through in. Meanwhile, this fucking idiot writes this story that's just like, hey, there was an egg once that fell over. The end. It gets passed down for generations. Fuck that guy. Fuck the Humpty Dumpty. His kin, his generations of children just living off his egg money. Meanwhile, I've written so many stories about stuff falling off of stuff. Nothing. I don't get it. Thank you for coming along on that journey. Did you guys know that cats are lactose intolerant? This is real. It's great. And like in every movie and every cartoon, like if somebody finds a cat, they just hand them a plate, like a plate of milk. Yeah, it's crazy. And it's just like, enjoy your diarrhea. But like, I didn't know that. That's insane. I've done that. And Garfield takes it up 10 notches. That guy eats lasagna covered in cheese all the time. Pans of it. I looked it up. If you eat lasagna as regularly as Garfield, if a cat does that, it is not good. The only thing in there that cats can eat is the meat, and it's covered in crap that they can't eat. So that's also bad. The tomato sauce itself is toxic for cats. If you eat lasagna as a cat regularly, it can lead to obesity, diabetes, anemia, and even cancer. This cat hates itself so much, it just like keeps going back for more. And it's always saying, I hate Mondays. Why does he care? Like for a cat, every day is Monday. It's also Saturday. Who cares? Like, I think what he's saying is every day is Monday for him. He hates every day, and he's hate eating all the time. And then his owner, John, is just like giving him a hard time. John's a shitty owner. That's what I'm saying. We gotta call PETA on this guy. I'm weird. I have ADHD. This is a fun story. Okay, this is my favorite part of the show. Let's go around and share our favorite porn genres. We'll start with me. Here's my favorite porn genre is cake farts. Anybody else? You've never? Oh, you will. Yeah, if you don't know what cake farts is, you're gonna look it up tonight, like this gentleman. And we're in Texas, so you have to like have an ID present. You have to go through all these layers just to look up cake farts. So that's awesome. Here's what cake farts is. If you don't know, and I know somebody's here knows what it is, but they're being quiet. It's when a woman or a man or maybe a clown or a dog, I don't know, there's probably a lot of it, just farts on a cake. That's it. That's the whole thing. It's pretty easy to define. And this is the way I was presented a cake farts video for the first time. A friend of mine didn't tell me it was porn in any way. They just showed, they were kind of smirking, and they're like, hey, check this out. And it's this young lady. She looks like the neighbor next door, you know? And she looks very nice. And then she just says, she looks in the camera and she says, do you know what I like the most? And I'm like, I don't know, puppies? And then she just goes, cake farts. Looks right in the camera. And I'm like, what is happening? And then she takes off her pants, and then she gets up on a counter. There's a cake there, and she just blasts ass all over this cake. It was incredible. It was the best time of my life watching this thing. And my wife has seen the same video. She was introduced to the same video. And man, we watch cake fart videos all the time. We don't find it sexual. It's just hilarious to us. And a couple weeks ago, my wife and I were eating at a restaurant here in Austin, Texas called Matt's El Rancho. Yeah, it's the best. It's so good. And this seemingly couple, sits down next to us, and we look at the woman, and I go, oh my God, that's the cake farts girl. Guys, I don't get starstruck. I was so starstruck. I was like, oh my God, this is incredible. This is the best night of our lives. I turn to my wife, I'm like, I have to say something. And my wife is begging me. She's like, no, it looks like she's actually on a first date. Do not say anything about the cake farts. And I was like, oh, well, you think she should hide that from him? No. She shouldn't be ashamed. She is a queen. I was like, now I have to say something. She keeps begging me, and eventually I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go over there, but I'll be subtle about it. So I walk over to the table, and I was like, excuse me, ma'am, but I'm a huge fan, and I just ordered some enchiladas, and I would love it if you could fart on my enchiladas. It wasn't her. And I am now banned from Matt's El Rancho. Yeah. Never gonna have a Bob's again. It's a real bummer. Holy fuck is right.